Good morning. My name is Christopher Bell. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm an experienced accounting tutor. And if you want one-on-one tutoring with me, there will be a pinned comment down below. In this video, we're going to cover journal entries. What is a journal entry? Very simply, in the realm of accounting, a journal entry records a transaction that happened. Imagine you have a business and you have all these bills coming in and all these bills coming out. How do you record that? What do you do? And then how do you use that to compile comprehensive financial statements? Well, you have to first record the transaction, because if you never record it, it's almost like it never existed. Now, a journal entry is made of four simple components. We have a debit, we have a credit, we have a date, and we have a description. That's it. Now, one thing that people commonly mistake is that they think that a journal entry only has to have one debit or one credit, at least when they first start accounting. In reality, you can have infinite number of debits and infinite number of credits in one journal entry, which obviously never happens, at least not infinite. But as long as it balances, the debits equal the credits, you're good. Maybe the journal entry doesn't have the correct accounts in it, but at least it balances. So let's go ahead and do an example. Let's say that I sell a tutoring session for $10 and somebody pays me cash. Well, let's go ahead and record the journal entry on Christopher Bell's books. We'll start off by recording a debit. So somebody is paying me $10 of cash. So what am I going to debit? Well, I know I'm getting cash. Cash is an asset. I'm getting it, I'm receiving the cash, so I need to debit it to increase it. So I would simply do debit cash. Now, in a normal journal entry, you're not going to have the debits and the credits usually next to the name, okay? So just keep that in mind. Next, we have to think, okay, this is a journal entry. We have a debit for $10. What is the credit? We have to have a credit for $10. Now, we could have multiple credits. We could have 2 credits for $5. But at the end of the day, they have to add up. Well, the credit in this scenario is going to be revenue. That's right. I am earning revenue. I am providing a service to a client. And when that client pays me, because I'm on the cash basis of accounting, we'll go into the differences between accrual and cash at a later date. I'm on the cash basis of accounting. I record revenue when I receive the cash. Now, the next question is, okay, so is this journal entry balanced? It does. We have a debit of 10 and we have a credit of 10. Now let's ask ourselves, what's missing? Well, when did this happen? We got a little date here. The date is today, 3/21/2023. Life goes by so fast, doesn't it? And finally, we have a description. What is a description? It tells you what happened. I can't tell you how many times I've seen transactions that somebody has done in their books, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what did you do? What is, I don't understand why you're doing this. I mean, eventually you can figure it out, but it's so much easier when you have a description when somebody else is looking at it. Or let's say you have your own books and you want to go back and look at what you did in the past. It's very nice to have that description there, and it takes a couple seconds to write. So in this description, I'm going to say record revenue for tutoring session provided to Billy Bob. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have a comprehensive, very simple journal entry. So in something like accounting software, you would just see something like, oops, you would see something like this. You would see a debit to cash for $10, credit to revenue, you'd have a date, and hopefully you'd have some kind of description. Sometimes people leave it off, but that's kind of how it is. So, very simple. Very easy to do. Obviously, these can get a lot more complicated. Like I said, you can have infinite number of credits and infinite number of debits as long as they all balance. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully this clarified journal entries. As you do these more, they're going to get very simple, very easy. And before you know it, it'll be like breathing. That's how easy it'll be. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Talk to you soon.